Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome to This Week in Animation. Been a couple weeks since we've done one of these. I conveniently didn't do anything during a con season. That would have made great views. But hey, that doesn't change the fact that this week was an extremely busy week for animation news. We got so many different announcements, updates, and quite a few trailers that were dropped. We got a lot of news to get through, and there was so much news I had to cut it so I'm not here till like 7 o'clock because, I'm a really busy guy. So I'd say I should just shut up but continue to talk as we get into the news. Now, first of all, we got an update on the cast for One Piece Season 2. Now, One Piece Season 1 was a big success for Netflix, and so naturally they greenlit Season 2, and there have been lots of talks on the cast. And the cast is what we will be focusing on here today. One Piece has made an official cast announcement, some of them including David Dastmalchian as Mr. 3, Jarza Jaslin as Miss Valentine, Carmus Johnson as Mr. 5, and Daniel Lasker as Mr. 9. Scrolling down over here, we got Clive Russell as Crocus, Werner Costell as Dory, and Brendan Murray as Borgie. To any One Piece fans, I apologize for mispronouncing any names. We got even more cast announcements with Callan Kerr as Smoker, Julia Rehold as Tashki, that's how you pronounce it, Rob Couliet as Wapul, and Tai Kyogi as Dalton. Now, here we have Jamie Lee Curtis, who will not be playing this character, sadly. She has, for those of you unaware, Jamie Lee Curtis is actually a massive One Piece fan. She's seen every single episode, and she actually really wanted to play. Hold on, it just fuck. Scroll down. She actually really wanted to play this character right over here. I believe, and I don't know the character's name off the top of my head. Haven't made it that far on the show yet. Oh, Dr. Kiriha. Yeah, she really wanted to play the character. The show really wanted her as that character, but scheduling conflicts sadly would not allow it. And really, the people that are more disappointed about this are Jamie Lee Curtis and the fans, because again, Jamie Lee Curtis is a massive One Piece fan, and well, the fans know she's a One Piece fan, and they really wanted to see her as this character. However, some good news, or you'll take it or leave it type of news, has occurred, as it's been revealed that Katie Sagal will be playing the character instead. And Katie Sagal is a legendary actress, legendary comedic actress, mainly from the 90s, known for stuff such as Third Rock from the Sun, Futurama, and even Smart House if you're a Disney Channel kid. She could definitely pull off this type of character, just judge it by how she looks. And we also got Mark Hellick as Dr. Huluk. More cast, we got Senthil Ramahurthy as Neferti Cobra, and we got Charitha Chardon as Miss Wednesday. We got this sexy little boy right over here. And I believe that's all the cast announcements that they have made. And yeah, that's a lot of announcements. And yeah, I did not really watch the live action One Piece. I haven't really watched a whole lot of One Piece in general. As I stated before, all I've seen was the first episode. And, I really enjoyed that pilot episode. I have not gotten around to watching the remainder of One Piece at all, the remaining 1100 episodes. It's a lot. It's a major time commitment. Currently, in terms of like anime, I'm really getting into Spy Family. If you guys have seen my vlogs about that show, I've really been enjoying it. And I also, speaking of Casey Cole, have been watching the Futurama new seasons, and I haven't really been a fan of them. I much rather prefer the Comedy Central era. I think that's when the show really hit its peak, in my opinion. But either way, what do you guys think about the One Piece news? All right. Moving along, speaking of anime, we got a brand new poster for Terminator Zero right over here. Sick, very Japanese, which makes sense, it's a Japanese show. And yeah, it will be streaming on Netflix on August 29th. More on Terminator Zero in just a few minutes, or however long it'll take for us to get to the trailers. And yeah, I really love the black and white manga-esque vibes that this poster is giving us. It definitely... I'm not even the biggest Terminator fan, but with each new information that we hear about this Terminator anime, I just get more and more excited on what exactly this show could bring us, because it just looks amazing. All right, so we got more updates on the live-action Naruto film. Basically, the director has stated that the script is finished, and they will be focusing on how nuanced the film will be. Basically, to quote IGN, Destin Daniel Cretton's live-action Naruto movie now has a finished script and will tell a nuanced and special story about the Hidden Leaf Village's yellow-haired ninja in training. Now, especially after how well the One Piece remake for Netflix has been, a lot of people have been very anticipated this Destin Daniel Craig Naruto film. Now, I'm not a massive Naruto fan, but I do very much enjoy the manga. I have yet to watch the anime, but the manga I do like quite a bit. And so I'm very curious to see what this world will look like in live action as a casual Naruto fan. So hopefully, Destin Daniel Craig knows what he's doing. He kind of tried to overwork himself for a little bit by working on 3 Marvel projects around the same time. Shang-Chi 2, Wonder Man, and at one point, Avengers 5. Back when it was still called Avengers the Kang Dynasty. But either way, I'm very much looking forward to see what this Naruto film has to offer. So, I know he kind of looks like Woody Woodpecker in this little screenshot, but this is by far one of the most interesting pieces of animation news that we've gotten all week, or even in the year. Donald Duck was on Hot Ones this week, and the animation was directed by Eric Goldberg. Now, this is interesting mainly because it is an animated character that is being featured on a live action talk show. Obviously, it's been done reverse before, the most famous example being Space Ghost Coast to Coast, but there was also technically Fetch with Fetch Ruffman. But this is a very interesting case where Donald Duck, a very famous animated character, suddenly shows up on Hot Ones, a very successful YouTube interview series. This was done in a way to promote the 90th anniversary of Donald Duck. And yeah, it featured the show's host, Sean Evans, interviewing Donald Duck like he was a normal guest, because, Donald Duck will always be more famous than whoever does the voice of him, let's be honest. And and I think what's really great about having a cartoon character be a guest on Hot Ones in particular is because they are eating the hottest food you can think of. And, with them being cartoons, they can exaggerate the fuck out of their reactions to the hot wings. And, watching this episode of Hot Ones, you could definitely see that the animators were having a lot of fun seeing how exactly Donald will react to the hot ones. Like just showing you a little clip right over here somewhere. Like you can see just how crazy Donald is reacting. Just how crazy Donald's reacting to this. Yeah. And I'd also like to acknowledge this is not the very first time that Hot Ones has had an animated character. They also had Puss in Boots on the show a couple of years ago to promote Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, which is interesting because the character is voiced by a celebrity, so they easily could have just had Antonio Banderas come on the show and just do an interview normally, but no, they decided to do something a little fun with Puss in Boots, which is fairly appropriate given on how monumentally popular the Shrek franchise was at one point in time, and still is today, but just in a different way. And he really does look like Woody Woodpecker right here with like the freaking blue jacket that he's suddenly in. Also, Mickey shows up for a little bit in a red jacket. You don't really get to see Mickey and Donald and the rest of the gang in casual outfits. Although, I will admit, the weirdest part of this entire interview wasn't the fact that there was an animated character on a talk show. It's the fact that Donald wore fucking pants. Like, you mean to tell me that Donald had the chance to wear pants the entire time, and yet he chose not to? Bro just been walking around with his duck dick out since 1934, and we finally get to see him put on a pair of sweatpants. Because he do be sweating after that hot sauce. But yeah, Donald being on Hot Ones is definitely not an expected way to go, but definitely interesting. And I would like to ask you guys, which animated character would you like to see on Hot Ones? I've heard a lot of people talk about Shaggy from Scooby-Doo before correcting themselves and realizing that Shaggy would just eat all the wings before the cameras started rolling. But I could definitely see a lot of potential for more animated characters to come onto Hot Ones. But before we move on, I realized that in regards to just straight up fictional characters coming onto Hot Ones, there have been more of a demand for that. Just recently, Warner Brothers made a parody of Hot Ones called Not Ones, where Michael Keaton interviews Beetlejuice. I have not yet seen that video, but it is not an official Hot Ones video, a parody on the Warner Brothers social media pages instead of on First We Feast. But that just further brings it into the conversation on having more fictional characters be on Hot Ones, and it came to my conclusion that Hot Ones is probably the one reality show slash talk show that the Muppets can never be on, because Muppets can't really eat chicken wings. I guess maybe like, I don't know, somebody can like feed the puppeteer like below. I don't know. It'd be a mess. Either way, interesting. All right, so Inside Out 2 will officially be coming out on Blu-ray in September. It has already been released on digital, but it is still going strong in the theaters. And we got a good look at the steelbook for it. Then we got the front, which features all 9 of the emotions in the film. The inside features joy and sadness going into the uh, little memory thing for Riley. I don't know, been a bit since I've seen it. And on the back, we got. Do we have like a better quality image for it? Okay, let's try and zoom in for a little bit. And on the back, we got Riley with all her different emotions. I really enjoyed Inside Out 2. I think it was up there with one of the best sequels that Pixar has ever made. Like, real up there with Toy Stories 2 and 3. And, fuck it. I really enjoyed Finding Dory. Finding Dory was a good movie. But, yeah, I definitely think it's up there with those Toy Story sequels on being the best sequel Pixar has made. And I can't wait to own it in my collection. I've owned the first Inside Out since before I even had a Blu-ray player back in 2015 when the film came out, and it'll be great to add the sequel to the collection in this neat little steelbook. Okay, so the creator of BoJack Horseman will officially be making a brand new adult animated series for Netflix. So basically, this this was announced after the 10-year anniversary of BoJack Horseman, which is crazy to think that BoJack Horseman was released 10 years ago. But the creator's new show will be titled Long Story Short, which is an animated comedy about a family over time. It's about the shared history, the inside jokes, the old wounds. If you've ever had a mother, father, sibling, partner, or child, this is the show for you. And by the way, would it kill you to call them? I mean, I just got off the phone with my dad before I started recording this. So, yeah, that doesn't really give a whole lot of insight on what this show will be. With it being from the creator of BoJack Horseman, I doubt that it will be a traditional animated sitcom, but we're just going to have to wait and see till the show comes out. Either way, what do you guys think on the creator of BoJack Horseman making a new show? Okay, going back to Pixar sequels, one announcement during D23 that a lot of people were kind of indifferent about was the announcement of an Incredibles 3. Nobody was really angry at the idea, but nobody was really super excited about it, no pun intended, on having to see a third Incredibles movie. But Pete Docter has said that they are beginning the early stages of development. The film is still in like the beginning stages of making a movie. So I doubt it that this will be like the immediate next Pixar film after Toy Story 5, but it definitely will be a while from now, probably 2027 at the absolute earliest. But hopefully with this film seemingly not having as long as a gap between the first two films, maybe people will look at it with more of an open eye compared to Incredibles 2. Because, the biggest problem with Incredibles 2 is not necessarily the movie itself and its quality, but mainly just how long people had to wait for it. I ran a total of 14 years, and it wasn't the greatest sequel ever made like people wanted it to be. And, the movie does have its problems, but I really enjoyed Incredibles 2. I thought it was a good movie. Definitely not the worst sequel that either Disney or Pixar was putting out at the time. It's quite enjoyable, I might say so. But either way, that's our little update on Incredibles 3. Speaking of Disney sequels, yeah, again, we got some updates on the two sequels that are being made for Frozen's 3 and 4. The director, Jennifer Lee, has stated that they will, in fact, be working on Frozen 3 and Frozen 4 at the exact same time, which I think a lot of us kind of expected. A lot of us were thinking that the fact that Disney is making two Frozen sequels is that they just had one story that they really wanted to make, but that story was just too much. It was just too much for one movie, so they split it in half, just like what they did with the Spider-Verse sequels. And I can't I don't really think that's really happened much in animation history. I don't know. But either way, I don't know if this will be the new trend for animated franchises where they take a sequel idea and they just split it into two movies, even if it really doesn't need it. But regardless, I have no reason to doubt that Frozen 3 or Frozen 4 won't be good. I mean, I have my problems with Frozen 2, but I definitely don't think it's a bad movie. It's honestly a miracle that the film's even watchable, judging on how it got made. And hopefully, they will get their fucking shit together when they have to make Frozen 3 and 4. So, we'll see. Alright, moving on. We got a brand new poster for the next film in the Puniverse after the Bambi film, Pinocchio Unstrung. As you can see, we got a knife in the hand. Oh, I don't like things with the hands. We got a marionette string dangling off of the logo, and Pinocchio walking away. Okay, I've yet to see Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, and I don't think the Bambi film's even out yet. But, that first Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey movie was so fucking bad. But I've heard better things of the sequel. And just going off of this Pinocchio poster, it does not look bad. It actually looks like a very fun horror experience. Definitely not award worthy in any means of the word, but looks like a fun, bloody good time. But the thing is about Pinocchio, he has no strings. So, what is this even doing here? I don't know, man. Like, are you guys looking forward to Pinocchio Unstrung? Let me know in the comments. Oh, okay. So, at Oogie Boogie Bash in Disney California Adventure, the annual little rave thing they do every Halloween at Disney California Adventure, they added a Dr. Doofenshmirtz walk around character. Perry, you really did explain it perfectly right there. They added a Dr. Doofenshmirtz walk around character, which is not like the traditional like costume Doofenshmirtz that we used to have when Phineas and Ferb was on the air. We got something a little bit different where they like created this like mold of the head and the nose and the chin and even the hair, and it just looks really freaky, which I guess is fitting because this is for a Halloween event. But Disney's Halloween events are never really scary, so I don't I haven't been paying attention to what the general response to this is. Oh, let me see the comments. Okay, Perry's pretty oi. What are the what did the comments think of this? Come on. I mean, man, what the hell? I have no words. Agreed. Okay, that. Wow, that's so. I guess that just. I'm just stunned that this thing even exists. It doesn't look like it belongs on this planet. But apparently Dan Poffenmeyer approved because he made a TikTok with this guy. So, yeah, Doofenshmirtz is at Disney's California Adventure. Yeah. Pokemon. Pokemon taps Wild Brain to launch single IP Fast channel. So Wild Brain and the Pokemon Company are teaming up to launch Pokemon Fast, free ad-supported television channel starting in the United States, followed by Canada, the United Kingdom, Australia, and New Zealand. I don't care for Pokemon. So let's move on. Okay, so PBS Kids is doing something neat. Sonia Manizaro helps Alma's Way, and Xavier Riddle celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month on PBS Kids. That's really sweet. This this stoop looks kind of familiar. This stoop right over here. This stoop looks a little familiar, don't you think so? So yeah, we got tons of neat little things coming from PBS. We got Almost Way from Fred Rogers Productions and Xander Riddle and the Secret Museum, based on the best-selling Ordinary People Change the World books from Brad Meltzer. And the series will feature Sonia Manizaro, the Lifetime Achievement Emmy winner who broke new ground as one of the first Latino characters on national TV by playing Maria on Sesame Street, and the creator of Almost Way. We got some little images right over here. And yeah, that's pretty much what's going on over here. I knew that the stoop looks familiar. So some PBS worlds are colliding, with the Fred Rogers Company being behind this, and one of the stars of Sesame Street also being behind it. So, yeah, looks interesting. Okay, so Animation History steals the show in $40 million GLAAD Museum auction at Heritage. So, some vintage drawings and cells and concept art and whatnot have been sold at this auction. Some of the ones that were prominently displayed is this drawing by iWorks for the very first Mickey Mouse cartoon ever produced, Playing Crazy. We got Mickey in the plane and Minnie's freaking out. Very rough sketch, but it's animation history. We also got this Maleficent painting by Mark Davis, which was used for the 1959 Sleeping Beauty film. We have this cell from the Max Fleischer Superman short, The Mad Scientist. And it does not, I don't think it specifically states who made it. Oh yeah, I should probably tell you what these are sold for. So it looks like the Mickey one was sold for $50,000. The Sleeping Beauty one was sold for, hold on, I can't fucking find them. Alright, either way, this one was sold for, the Superman one was sold for $36,600, and the last one that was prominently featured was this image of the Winsor McKay short, The Singing of the Lusitana, which sold for, does not say. But yeah, those are some little pieces of animation history that were auctioned off. Okay, so Animation Mania is a digital sale that Warner Brothers has been doing with most of their animated shows. Well, not most of them, but a good amount of their animated shows, featuring a bunch of their library from Cartoon Network to Warner Brothers, Adult Swim, and Hanna-Barbera. And the library, the full library of shows include Animaniacs, Batman Beyond, Batman the Brave and the Bold, The Batman, Clarence, Codename Kids Next Door, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Cow and Chicken, Dexter's Laboratory, Duck Dodgers, Ed and Eddie, The Jetsons, Justice League Unlimited, Justice League, Crypto the Superdog, The Looney Tunes Show, The New Looney Tunes, Metalocalypse, Mr. Pickles, The Pirates of Darkwater, Deep Cut, The Original Powerpuff Girls, The Scooby-Doo and Scrappy Show, Smiling Friends, Steven Universe, Superman the Animated Series, Teen Titans, and the first 3 seasons of Young Justice. So yeah, those were all of the shows that are currently being on sale on digital platforms from Warner Brothers. You know, it's funny. It's funny how important Warner Brothers animation library has been to the company, and yet most of the shows listed right over here, you can't stream on their streaming service. These shows that they are currently having on sale right now, you can't stream them. Anyway, moving on. We got a little featurette about the making of Wild Robot. Basically, Olaf programs sessions on the making of the Wild Robot. Olaf will host a behind-the-scenes look at the story and artistry of DreamWorks Animation's The Wild Robot on September 28th, which I believe is the film, well, a day after the film's release date. It'll basically go into everything behind the making of the film and how important the artistry and the craftsmanship is, went into making the film. And, just looking at this little image, look how fucking beautiful that is. Look at all the butterflies and shit. The robot looks really good. Hang that on my damn wall. But yeah, that is pretty much what's going on with that. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing The Wild Robot. I think it looks like a very enjoyable film, even with the talking animals, which I know a lot of people haven't been excited about. But either way, I think it's going to be a good movie. All right, Cheat Kids picks up Look Back, based on the manga by Chainsaw Man creator. Ooh, I haven't seen Chainsaw Man either. So they have acquired the theatrical and home video rights, for the North American theatrical and home video rights for this Japanese animated film called Look Back, which is based off of a manga from the creator of Chainsaw Man, which is everything that I just told you. It looks like a very simple slice of life type of anime film, very much similar to some recent examples such as Your Name and A Silent Voice. I really enjoyed A Silent Voice, although I don't know if anybody attached to any of those films will be attached to this one, but same distributor, so either way, yeah, are you guys looking forward to seeing Look Back in the States if you haven't already? Alrighty. The Care Bears. The Care Bears are going to be added to the second season of PKXD. And they are added already, it looks like it. They will be added as paid DLC, I believe so, on iOS, Android, and desktop platforms. Some exclusive content, such as new outfits and collectibles themed around the Care Bears, offers playables additional ways to customize their experience. The PKXD world has been enhanced with the new interactive elements that bring Care-a-Lot to life. So you'll be able to roam Care-a-Lot in these different Care Bears outfits. And yeah, I've never heard of this game. And I had no idea the Care Bears were attached to it. So that's interesting. Moving right along, we got a update on the box office for Inside Out 2. as I'm sure many of you are aware of by now, Inside Out 2 has been fucking killing it at the box office. It has become the highest grossing film that Pixar has ever made, one of the highest grossing Disney films, and just one of the highest grossing films, period. And some people will tell you that it's the highest grossing animated film, although ones that are right with God know that it's actually The Lion King 2019. And for those of you that say it's a live action film, they're lying. They're a bunch of poopy heads who believe that. But it did, Inside Out 2 did manage to pass a significant milestone for being the very first animated film to pass $1 billion overseas. Not a single animated film has been able to achieve this at all. Not even the highest grossing animated film, The Lion King. So the fact that Inside Out 2, a significantly better film than the Lion King remake, managed to achieve this is so damn impressive. Like, just looking at the domestic and international box office for Inside Out 2, it's kind of crazy just how significantly higher the international audience is. And it did really well in the States too, but putting all that together, it's pretty crazy just how successful this movie has been. It really has just kind of reinstated, or not reinstated, more just kind of denied the fact that Pixar and Disney were on their last legs a little bit, because they're still capable of not only making a hit but making a really good movie. Excuse me. Anyways, moving right along. Speaking of Disney sequels that made a shit ton of money, Quentin Tarantino said something very interesting about the Toy Story films. Now, we all know Tarantino, he's undebatably one of the biggest movie buffs in the industry. Bro's seen like every movie and has interesting takes on all of them. And he has a very interesting take on the Toy Story films. He pretty much said that the Toy Story trilogy was the perfect trilogy, and that Toy Story 3 ended things off perfectly, ended things in a nice, clean little bow. And, pretty much everybody, or most people, have reached the conclusion that while Toy Story 4 isn't a great movie on the same levels as those previous three films, it is still a good movie and justifies its own existence. Quentin Tarantino has pretty much stated that he doesn't care if the movie's good, those first three films were too perfect, and he doesn't want to sour it by watching Toy Story 4. I'm not saying that I agree with Quentin, I just get it. I completely understand why he's hesitant to watch Toy Story 4, and why, not just hesitant, refuses to watch Toy Story 4. Especially when Pixar is making a fifth Toy Story, and they're going to continue the story even further with the toys taking on iPad kids. It's going to be, okay, we're going to sour this trilogy even more. But, I don't really look at it like that. I still view the first three Toy Stories as like a set trilogy, Toy Story 4 feels more like the epilogue to that trilogy. It's not really about the gang, it's not about Woody and the gang. This fourth film is about Woody. While the third film was a send off to the toys' time with Andy, Toy Story 4 is supposed to be a send off to Woody's character. This is meant to be the last time we will ever see Woody and Buzz in the same room together. This will be the last time these two characters ever interact canonically. And so, if we ever do decide to make more Toy Story adventures, whether that be in a little spin off like Lightyear, some additional shorts like Forky Asks a Question and Lamp Life, or even a full sequel like with Toy Story 5, we can't undo the ending to Toy Story 4 by just having Woody and Buzz go on another adventure. If Toy Story 5 does that, then it'll just further prove the point that Pixar is just cranking and cranking and cranking out Toy Story sequels just so they can make more money. And, for a production company, for an animation studio like Pixar, it'll be a little sad to see them go down that route. But I think with the 4 movies that we have, it is good. It's fine. And, I'm not saying that Toy Story 5 is going to be bad. It just better be fucking good, okay? It doesn't have to be as good as the first 3 or even as good as Toy Story 4. As long as we don't have a bad Toy Story movie, I'm fine. And Lightyear doesn't fucking count. So, yeah, basically, if Woody and Buzz don't share the screen together, that'll be okay with me. Because, I'm always going to be glad to see these characters again. But I just want a good story. I want the characters to be like themselves. And I don't want the endings of any of the films to be undone. To be honest, I'd be fine if Woody doesn't even show up in Toy Story 5. Although, judging by some concept art that's been released, apparently he will be. As long as Woody is not in the film too much, and it's mainly about Buzz and the gang, I'll be okay with that. But yeah, I did not expect to talk about this for that long. Let's move on, because we got our very first look for the Everybody Hates Chris reboot, which will be animated this time, and it just looks like Family Guy. What the hell? Why does every adult animated comedy have to look the exact same way? Like, everything either looks like Family Guy or Rick and Morty. This show kind of looks like a hybrid between the two. But, I don't know, especially for a reboot of a well-regarded sitcom like Everybody Hates Chris. Why would we go down just like diminish it like that by turning it into a Family Guy clone? Why would we do that? I don't know. I simply be off of this. I'm not really looking forward to it. Although, it is nice that Terry Crews will be coming back to reprise his role as the father, Julius. And, I really enjoyed Everybody Hates Chris, and I hope that this reboot doesn't tarnish the original show in any way, and it doesn't just turn it into a Family Guy ripoff, because rebooting an old sitcom into an animated show for adults and just turning it into a Family Guy clone has happened. It happened earlier this year with Good Times. And one could say that the very first adult animated series, The Flintstones, was basically just an animated Honeymooners. Same thing with Family Guy, it's just an animated All in the Family, for at least for a while. And of course, the new norm is basically just a right-winged version of All in the Family that doesn't even understand the fucking point of the show, but I'm getting off track. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to this reboot of Everybody Hates Chris. In other news, Shrek is now in Power Wash Simulator. So Power Wash Simulator has added a new map where you can clean off Shrek's swamp. which you're also a knight. Apparently, it's I didn't even know Power Watch Simulator did stuff like this. Because like apparently there's also like a SpongeBob map, which means I'll have to add this game to that eventual SpongeBob games video whenever the fuck I decide to make it. But either way, I don't even fucking play Power Watch Simulator. This is stupid. Moving on. Okay, we got a brand new poster for the second and final season of Arcane. We just scroll down a little bit. Damn, doesn't that look cool? I'm super late to the party. And by late to the party, I mean I've never seen Arcane League of Legends. Does anybody actually call it Arcane League of Legends? How many people have seen Arcane that haven't even watched or that haven't even played League of Legends? I want to know. Tell me in the comments if you've played League of Legends but haven't watched Arcane, and vice versa. But yeah, Arcane Season 2, it's coming. It's coming sometime in 2024. Okay. We got a release date for the Blu-ray release of the final seasons of Attack on Titan. The Blu-ray box set for the final season and chapters of Attack on Titan are set to be available to purchase through the anime streamer Crunchyroll on November 26th in North America. The limited edition Blu-ray and DVD combo pack version will include a 148-page art book and a 32-page digibook, 7 art cards, and 2 exclusive Titan enamel pins. The development comes 8 months after the English dub version of Attack on Titan, the final season, the final chapter, Special 2, Season 4, Part 4, what the fuck, dropped on Crunchyroll on January 7th. That was the most runniest of run-on sentences I've ever fucking read. But either way, we're getting an Attack on Titan Blu-ray set with an art book, a digibook, and some pin sets coming in November. Make a good little Christmas present for your family member or friend that loves Attack on Titan. I've read the manga, have not watched the show, but if you are into that type of stuff, again, November 26th, this Thanksgiving. Okay, we got Smurfs. What's going on with Smurfs? The next Blue Wave, Payoko, CCO, Neil DeWild on the Smurfs Season 3 and the Smurfs movie. I kind of forgot that Nickelodeon has their own Smurfs show that they didn't even like produce, like when Hanna-Barbera had the Smurfs for a little bit. They just air it, but they are producing the movie, oddly enough. Basically, we recently had the chance to catch up with Peyo Company's to find out more about the secrets of keeping this popular 65-year-old property fresh and relevant for today's audiences. So yeah, they talked with this lady right over here about the future of the Smurfs and how Season 3 is going to be on the way. Sony and Paramount received our guidelines from basic values to characterization and detailed universe, but the rest is their movie. The Smurfs has already been to Paris, to New York, and now they're going to some interdimensional adventure. Of course, this is all accepted by our audience because it's a separate thing from what we're doing in the series and in the comic books. They said we're very happy to work with Paramount's teams on this project. They're very respectful towards our opinion, and they take us along the different steps. So, yeah, basically, the upcoming Smurfs film from Paramount and Nickelodeon will be separate from the Smurfs TV series that is airing on television right now, which I thought was going to be the opposite case. I thought that since Nickelodeon was making the film, it would be directly based off the Nickelodeon show. Apparently, that is not going to be the case. This is far from the first time Nickelodeon has done this, where they have made a film based off of a property they have acquired in a way, and that they've made a TV show out of it, but the movie is not based off of that TV show, just a different interpretation of that property. With the one example being the 2014 and 2016 Ninja Turtles films from Platinum Dunes. But either way, feature the Smurfs, as long as it's better than the Sony films. Okay, so this just kind of makes me mad. Simon's cat is getting into cryptocurrency. So, Simon's Cat, it was a very popular web series from back in the day. It's just about a cat. The Simon's Cat meme token, $cat, will be the cornerstone of the Simon's Cat Web3 community, presenting the brand to a whole new audience of crypto enthusiasts while introducing exciting fans to the benefits of blockchain technology. Oh God, I don't want to read any more of this. This is just fucking insulting. The fact that an online creative, like the people behind Simon's Cat, are getting into the cryptocurrency market, it's just insulting to people who actually make shit and put their money toward good stuff like Simon's Cat. But yeah, that's a little icky. I don't like cryptocurrency. We all know it's a big scam, but it is what it is. On a lighter note, Captain Planet and the Planeteers is getting a complete series box set from Warner Brothers Home Media, as we can see in this lovely little image right over here. Not just the complete series, but the complete franchise, because this includes every single episode of the original series, along with every single episode of... Hold on. And then, hold on. I think that was an additional. And the new Adventures of Captain Planet. Okay, so that will include all 3 seasons from Deke Entertainment, along with all 3 seasons from Hanna-Barbera. Yes, this show was a weird collaboration at one point. Like, the first half of the show was from Deke, and the second half was from Hanna-Barbera. So it's both a Deke show and a Hanna-Barbera show. So that's interesting. And, the show itself has a very interesting reputation. Hold on, let's look at this fucking voice cast. Martin Sheen, Meg Ryan, Whoopi Goldberg, and LeVar Burton. Like, what the fuck is this cast? How did they get so many big names for this? I mean, granted, it was created by Ted Turner, but like, this shit? Wow. Either way, Captain Planet is coming to DVD. It's crazy how in the year of our Lord 2024, we are still getting movies and TV shows released exclusively on DVD, but not Blu-ray. Granted, I don't think Captain Planet had ever been released on DVD, but come on, just give us a Blu-ray. Especially if it's going to be like $70 or however much the Cartoon Network box sets cost. The rest of them, like Dexter's Lab and Ed, Eddy and Foster's. Like, those are like $60 for like 6 seasons or 4 seasons. Like, meanwhile, the Shout Factory Nickelodeon box sets have always been at like $30 max. I don't know. Either way, Captain Planet's coming to DVD. And finally, we got a little bit of an update on Solar Opposites Season 5. We got a little featurette about the music for the show, which is available on the Hulu YouTube channel, but we are not going to be watching that today because we are going to be getting into trailers Yes, that is right. We are about to start our trailer-a-thon. We have a grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trailers. Lucky number 7. And our very first trailer will be one that got a lot of people talking. It is Lego Pixar Brick Tunes, an upcoming animated short series from both Lego Group and Pixar. So let's just shut up and give it a watch. Oh wow, it's Lightning McQueen! Oh wow, it's Dory! I love how the eyes shattered into bricks. 5 new adventures built. Brick by brick. Only on Disney Plus. Yeah. We got Cars, Brave, The Incredibles, Coco, and Finding Nemo. Okay, so that was Lego Pixar Brick Tunes, which will be available to stream on Disney Plus on September 4th. I liked it. A lot of the Lego movies and TV shows and specials have a very unique, very fun charm to them. Looks like to be no different. It definitely gives me the same vibe as the Lego Disney Princess special they released to Disney Plus last year. And something as a Lego fan, casual Lego fan, that I've kind of noticed that's a little particular is all the variety of minifigures that we got. With stuff like The Incredibles and Coco, we got traditional minifigures right over here. But with Cars and Finding Nemo, obviously they can't be minifigures because they're cars and fish respectively. And so we have like the little builds that have been used for like Lego Cars sets, and I don't know if there's been like a Lego Finding Nemo set, but they if they existed, they would look like this. And you know, and because Brave is part of the Disney Princess line, they don't even use minifigures. They use mini dolls, which is usually aimed towards Lego's more girl and female oriented sets, like the various Lego Princess sets, the Disney Princess sets, and the Lego Friends, and even the newly announced and soon to be released Wicked sets. So we're not only getting a variety in terms of the Pixar films represented, we're getting a variety in terms of different types of Lego sets that kids can buy. So, yeah, that's very interesting. And if you guys are interested in watching this, then it will be available to stream on Disney Plus on September 4th. How much battery do we have? 9%. Okay, let's see if we can get all these done. All right, probably the big animation trailer to be released this week was the trailer for The Lord of the Rings, The War of Rohirrim. I think that's how you say it. A lot of people have been talking about this. I haven't seen it yet. Let's watch it. All right, we got clips from the movie. Peter Jackson presents a groundbreaking journey. Still clips from the live action films. Back to Middle Earth through the eyes of the legendary director Kishiyamati. This animation looks insane, though. Traditional story. Oh, Ooh. This holiday season. Oh, damn. The fucking Eagles, mate. We got the Eagles in this bitch. With the fucking elephants. Beyond doubt. Beyond despair. Lies true courage. Okay, this is so fucking badass. Oh, damn. Okay, so that was the trailer for The Lord of the Rings, The War of Rohirrim, which will be released in theaters on. I don't think it says it here, but it will be released in theaters. Oh, there it is. On December 11th. This looks insane. I can't believe this movie exists. I can't believe that we are getting a Lord of the Rings anime released theatrically. Out of all the animated projects that Warner Brothers has been canceling, it is insane that they allowed this one to be released, and not just be released, but be released in theaters. And even the new Looney Tunes movie they made, like, they still sold it off for someone else to be released in theaters. They're doing this themselves because looking at this trailer, you would have to be a complete idiot to cancel it. I mean, we all know that David Zaslav is a complete idiot, but this trailer is fucking insane. Like, the animation, the scale, the story seems to be a little but this is going to be an event. This film is going to, mark my words, this movie is going to blow Kraven the Hunter out of the fucking water. Because it comes out the same day as Kraven the Hunter. And I will let you know, this is going to make so much more money than that. Everybody's going to be watching the, like, genuinely, which one would you rather go watch? Another crappy Spider-Man villain movie? Or a Lord of the Rings anime? I'd pick the Lord of the Rings anime. And it's a prequel film, so people who haven't seen, say, Fellowship or even the Hobbit films can come and watch this. So, yeah, this is. Plus, you got that sweet, sweet Christmas release date. Ah, this film's gonna. This film's gonna do good. I can't wait. But yeah, What do you guys think? All right, we got more. We got a brand new animated series coming to Netflix, and it's a Red Band trailer. Ooh, for Zack Snyder's Twilight of the Gods. Let's take a look. Hello? Okay, so it doesn't want to play. It does not want to play, but we can still react to it like this. Damn. Okay. Twilight of the Gods looks very promising. Just skimming through it, I really like the art style. The art style is not like the traditional like anime type of art style that you would expect from a show like this. And with it being a Zack Snyder production, I'd imagine it being significantly more generic. But I really think the art style is very unique to the show. It reminds me a lot of Cartoon Saloon, but definitely has its own voice. The gore looks insane. There's tons of sex in this trailer. Like, oh, look at that. YouTube, please don't take this down. And even there, yeah, this is definitely a red band trailer. Don't watch this at work. Don't watch this when your parents are around. And yeah, this looks like a significantly entertaining show filled with blood and gore and magic and dragons and shit. Hopefully, Schneider isn't too up his own ass when it comes to the show, and it will be entertaining. Yeah. In case you guys are curious, it's going to be streaming on Netflix on September 19th. Moving right along to trailer number 4. I am out of cherry coke, so the rest of this video is going to be shit. We got the trailer for My Hero Academia, You're Next. That's not ominous at all. It's the latest or the next My Hero Academia film. Let's dive right in. Next. Who's next? You're next. Okay. That fucking hits. Surpass. The symbol. Go beyond. Okay. So that was the trailer for My Hero Academia. You're next. Yeah, it looks really good. Looks pretty good. Again, the animation looks phenomenal. Still need to watch more My Hero Academia, but this film will be coming out in October, on October 11th, which they already a very crowded day, because not only will that be the release of the Saturday Night Live biopic Saturday Night, but it is also the release date of the another biopic, oddly enough, Piece by Piece. So we'll see if this stands a chance between those two. Moving right along, we have the Red Band or NSFW trailer, for Terminator Zero from the same people behind Ghost in the Shell. Let's give it a watch. Okay, alright, right out the back. Damn. There's tons of murder, crying children, and everything. A Netflix series. From Skydance. Boo. We don't like Skydance. Production LG. Again, on August 29th. This week. damn. No fate. But what? Let's take. Damn. Okay. Okay. This is getting shit. Okay. Fucking love Red Band trailers. Oh my god. Oh fuck. Terminator Zero. Okay. That was the Red Band trailer for Terminator Zero. We've been talking about this show like every single week since it was announced. And the release date this week. So this will most likely be the last time we get the chance to talk about this on this show. And God, this just looks so good. It looks so cool. The animation is spectacular, and this trailer really does showcase the action and gore. Oh my god. Again, I'm not even that big of a Terminator fan, but I genuinely can't wait to start watching this show. It looks that great. And if you're curious, it will be streaming on Netflix August 29th. Moving on to our penultimate trailer, we got a new animation-based game called SpongeBob SquarePants: The Patrick Star Game. This was announced during Nintendo's Indie World Showcase plus Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. Right over there. I have not watched that full Direct quite yet, but I do know that this trailer was a part of it. So, literally every other surprise will be a surprise except for this. So let's just watch this little announcement trailer. Nintendo Switch. That's not the fucking narrator. Definitely looks like Rehydrated and Cosmic Shake. Okay. It's a Patrick game, obviously, and you get to play as Patrick. He just said a Shrek quote. Okay. You got Mr. Krabs' voice. Okay, so that was the trailer for the Patrick Star game, which will be released on Nintendo Switch on October 4th. So we don't have to wait that long. So this will continue the tradition, apparently, of Nickelodeon developing a brand new SpongeBob game every single year. Because, as some of you may remember, during the 2000s and early 2010s, they did that all the time. A SpongeBob game was released every single year. But then they stopped for a few years as licensed kids games were kind of on the way out. But, now that licensed games are kind of up to a bigger standard in terms of like actual AAA games, Nickelodeon decided to bring them back, start making licensed games again, especially with, the Ninja Turtles and SpongeBob, a couple other properties too, but it's mainly been in terms of their video games, they've mainly been focusing on SpongeBob and the Ninja Turtles, with a few crossover games, an Avatar game, and a Garfield game in between there. Who knows, maybe we'll get another game based on a different Nickelodeon property in the future, but back on subject, this looks to be a relatively fun and enjoyable game. Patrick is the center of this game. I don't know exactly what the story of a Patrick game will be. This was mainly just showcasing the gameplay and all of Patrick's various moves, which do look to be not directly copied from Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated or the Cosmic Shake, which is good because one, it's not even from the same developers, and two, it gives this game more of its own voice. And we also got a decent look of the various costumes that Patrick will be wearing or that you can unlock throughout the course of the game. And going through them one by one, we got regular Patrick, but we also got Glove World merch Patrick, and we got, oh, that wasn't supposed to happen. We also got his superhero outfit from when he was in Mermaid Man Bronco 5 and joined the equivalent of the Justice League. We got his Band Geeks attire, and we got his Barnacle Boy cosplay. So those are the various different costumes you can wear, and who knows, maybe there will be more closer and closer to the game's release, or maybe there will be a few surprises and some DLC. But either way, it doesn't look like a bad game. We don't know why necessarily Patrick has to be the main character, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see when the game comes out. But what do you guys think? And finally, our final trailer is actually not an animated film or TV show, but a documentary about a legendary animator called Miyazaki, Spirit of Nature, which will be a documentary all about Hayao Miyazaki, which I'm pretty sure Hayao Miyazaki documentary already exists. There was one made around the time when The Wind Rises came out, which was supposed to be his last film, but he's since made a new movie since then. So anyway, let's just watch this trailer. Mm-hmm. Look at them receiving us here. For the very first time, an experienced access to Hayao Miyazaki's films. Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah. That's his son. It's his son, Goro. Okay, so that was the trailer for Miyazaki's Spirit of Nature, which I believe will be showcased at a few film festivals, although I don't think an official release date has been stated. Hold on. Nope, no official release date. But yeah, uh, where the previous documentary that I just mentioned seems to mostly be about Hayao Miyazaki's career, this one definitely seems to be about his philosophy on how important it is to preserve nature and what it's like to be in the 21st century and how man just keeps on repeating their mistakes over and over and over again and how that is reflected in his work. Again, where the first film was very much about his life and work. This definitely seems to be focusing more on his philosophy and how that affects his work, which is a very intriguing documentary. So if you guys are interested, it will be coming out eventually, but we'll see once J-Kids gets around to it. And that is it for the news and the trailers. And I want to introduce a brand new segment called What You Can Watch. This is where I list all of the animated movies and TV shows that are coming out this week and that you can go ahead and watch. Now, last week, the big animation thing to be released was the series finale to the popular web series Murder Drones. I've yet to watch that episode, but I've also not really heard any of the popular opinions on that episode, so I'm very much in the dark about that. But this week, tomorrow on Netflix, you will be able to watch Terminator Zero, the Terminator anime that we just saw the Red Band trailer for. Is going to be able to stream on Netflix tomorrow. I believe that's every episode coming out on Netflix tomorrow. So definitely be on the lookout for that if you're interested. And in terms of Mr. Johnson and Weird TV news, there isn't a whole lot. We are in high gear mode in terms of working on very specific projects and not just general channel stuff. We are getting in full force on the latter half of Thomas and Friends Abridged Season 2, featuring some more voice actors that you have not yet met. I am in heavy work on Steam Timber. We still have quite a few episodes left to complete, but it's almost done. I can taste it, just 10 episodes left to go. And in terms of Animal Logic, I am very much trying to get the 5th Friday the 13th done, hopefully by the end of the month, so that sometime in September we can start shooting the monster movie with our main human cast, which is very much a high priority at the moment in time. Theater Talk and Toon Talk are kind of taking a bit of a backseat right now, but they always do at this time of the year, so I can focus most of my energy on Steam Timber. But once Steam Timber gets rolling and we get into the swing of things, then the Toon Talk and Theater Talk will come back with a force, especially during the holiday season with the various Halloween and Christmas videos. But, there should be, if everything goes according to plan, there will be a Thomas and Friends Abridged episode tomorrow. But we're just going to have to wait and see. Don't quote me on it. But anyway, guys, that will be it for this video. If you guys have any other animation news that I forgot, please let me know that in the comments below. And if you guys enjoyed this, then please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring that bell to be notified on when future videos are uploaded. But until then, I will see you later. Bye!